Welcome, and happy week 3 of Halloween-a-thon. If you guys don't know what Halloween-a-thon is, it is my readathon, watchathon, activity-a-thon that's all spooky season related that I am running currently. And if you want to join in, it is not too late. You don't have to be a reader and a movie watcher. You could be one or the other, or you could be both. So really, you could be into whatevs, and you don't have to be a horror fan to join in either. This vlog, I'll be basically documenting everything I get up to for Halloween-a-thon week 3, and I'll leave the announcement video below if you want to learn more details about how you can join in and participate. So there is a game board that I have made, and that is what I'm using to participate. So I just did my latest 2 rolls, and I pulled a card, read a book or watch a movie with eyes on the book cover or eyes on the movie poster. So I've got to decide what I'm going to do for that. But in the meantime, I also landed on a space that said to pick something off of my book cart. So I've got 3 choices here, and I'm going to ask people. I'm actually currently hosting sprints and on break right now. So I'll ask people on sprints to choose between Ghost in the House, which does have eyes on the cover, so I could technically use it for both. But I've been trying to do a unique book for each space of my board. Then I've got Halloween as a choice. And then finally, I've got to take off this half-price book sticker, but horrible Harry at Halloween. But I do have an update because the first thing I read this week, just now, very quick and easy. It's a little picture book called Gustavo the Shy Ghost, and I don't rate picture books because, you know, they're not made for me and for my age group, but this one is one of the cuter ones that I've read, and it's got a lot of heart, and it's super sweet. It's about this ghost who has trouble making friends and his little journey on how to make friends, and it's so adorable. If I were to rate it, it would be 5 stars, but I'm going to try not to rate picture books on my spreadsheet because I feel like it would start to skew my overall ratings because it's hard to, you know, not rate a picture book high because they're so cute and adorable. But yeah, this is one of the better ones. I've read a couple already for Halloween-a-thon, and I talked about a few in my last vlog, I believe, but this is the first one I've read for week 3, and it started off on a high note because I love this one so much. Highly recommend Gustavo the Shy Ghost. There's so many little pictures where he's sad because he's so shy, and it's the cutest thing ever. But guys, it's kind of up into the air what I'm going to watch or read next, so I will just start living life, documenting it, and I will come back and check in with you once I start something. here outside of the theater, in which we will see dun dun dun
Terrifier 3.
Terrifier 3. I'm excited but nervous. But I have high hopes because I've heard that the lore from the second film will continue. The characters, or some of the characters, will return. How are you feeling, Kat, about it?
I am feeling a little anxious, but also very excited because, you know, I am terrified of Art the Clown.
Yes. Do you think we are going to experience any fainting in the theater? Not us, but I don't think. I hope not.
I am not feigning. I can tell you that. I am not feigning.
We'll see what happens, but
I don't think there's not many people in there yet.
Not yet.
I don't know if we'll see that or not.
do you think this will be the goriest of all?
Based on what I've heard, yes. I think this will be the goriest of all.
And are you ready for that?
I am ready.
I'm ready too. So we're gonna come right back afterwards and tell you guys our thoughts. So stay tuned and wish us luck. Goodbye. Ready to get terrified?
I'm ready to get terrified.
Let's go. Woo. Hello. Like, I can't see you at all.
I can't see you at all.
We just got out, and there's lots of thoughts going on. I think that's my favorite of the three original Terrifiers, Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3, because I cared so much about the characters. I was invested. There were times where I was like covering my face. The gore was crazy, cartoonish at times, but fun. And dun dun dun,
There was a rump kill.
there was a rump kill. So a dude's rump got, and it was the best. That was my favorite
This
kill.
was definitely the goriest. There was so much blood. I think it gave The Shining, the scene with the
That
blood
was-
in the elevator. It gave it
Yeah.
a run for its money.
There was a lot of gore, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just tell you, heartbreaking.
Well, that's why I thought I was so invested in the characters. So I think they did a good job with character development and making you care and actually. Because the first Terrifier, there is nothing to care about, really.
No.
The second one, they set up the characters. For this one, for you to really get invested in our main character and her struggles and her family around her. So to me, it's like the most successful in terms of you as the viewer have something to root for. It's
Yes,
not
I
all for
agree.
nothing.
I do agree.
And we did get the hints of the lore.
Yes.
And more of the lore.
Yes, but it is truly terrifying.
I would say, beware if you're gonna go.
Yes, like
Also, there was some serious peen destruction. 'Cause
Yeah.
not only the rump kill leads into the PD, and it's
yes.
a little crazy.
Yeah, there are some scenes in there I literally had to cover my eyes. I'll be honest.
But out of the two of us,
Because there was also that terrible scene when the demon
Oh,
rose, and I could not.
with the glass, the scene with the glass,
Yes.
you looked away.
I did.
That was my least favorite. Like, I was like, oh God, no. That was hard to watch. But I will say, out of the two of us, I did not just say out loud in the theater, rump kill. She said rump kill. She literally goes, that was a rump kill. And it was the most proud moment.
Well, I did tell her that Richard Lehman would be proud.
No, but it had a lot of gore. Some of it was cartoony, like I said, but I had a good time with it. Other times I couldn't look at it. I had to look away.
Yeah, yes, I 100% agree. There are some scenes that were like really ridiculous, over the top, absurd.
Yeah.
Like,
My final analysis is I liked it, but I'm intrigued to see where it goes. And how it ends and all wraps up is gonna, kind of cement how I feel about the whole franchise.
Exactly.
Obviously. This is a stepping stone, in my opinion. This is a very much a stepping stone movie until the next one. So we just have to see. It's a wait and see to really know what this has set up
exactly.
and what it's gonna deliver.
But we
That's
did
my
not,
final
and we
thoughts.
did not see anybody faint.
Nobody
We did not
fainted.
see anybody vomit, but they did have a older lady with a group of young kids,
Pretty young.
and
11,
they walked
12
out. They
Yeah.
came back, and then they walked out and never returned. So I don't know what kind of Christmas movie they thought this was gonna be.
They're like, oh, look, a clown. I don't know what they thought, but
The
they
clown
loved.
was holding an axe. I mean, that should tell you
Yes.
something.
So I give it kind of like 2 bloody thumbs up for intrigue, character development, gore. I guess like a 4 out of 5 for gore because sometimes it was cartoonish
Yeah.
and sometimes it was too much. I don't know. What do you think? What are your final thoughts to wrap it up?
And it was just a little bit too much over the top for me. I don't know. I don't
In the
know.
middle? In the
Yeah, kind of lukewarm. I think I have to think about it a little long. I have to think about it a little bit more.
We're gonna have another chat so you can ruminate on it and we will see what Kat ends up thinking. But these are our initial reactions right away, right after seeing it.
Yeah. Bloody disgusting.
Yeah, beware. Goodbye. Hello again. It has been quite a few days. So it is now week 4, but I'm back to wrap up week 3. And it was such a great week. I watched 6 flippin' movies. Oh, hell yeah. Had some really fun movies throughout the week, including Terrifier 3, which you did get to hear Kat and I's reactions after we saw it. Literally right after in the theater when we saw it. So that was so much fun. We took the best, most unhinged picture ever because Kat kept saying, like, my arms are too short. And then I look crazy in it, and she looks all, like, unprepared, and it's the most chaotic photo ever, and I love it so much. But we also took, like, a better one, but I really like the chaotic one. I will forever just remember that we were sitting there looking at it, laughing in front of the movie poster. People probably thought we were insane, but that was so fun. So I won't talk much about Terrifier 3. I will talk about the other movies that I watched, and those included dun, 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 Dead Silence, which was about evil puppets and this lady who kind of brings these puppets back to life. She's like a vengeful spirit. I watched that for the prompt that I talked about at the beginning of this vlog about watching or reading something with eyes on the poster or on the book cover. And in this case, it was a movie I chose. And because a puppet is staring at you with 2 creepy ass eyes, I used, you know, the prompt about the eyes for Dead Silence. Also, Amy from Amy Noel Reads has been killing it, and she's been so sweet and so kind enough to play some watch parties for us on the Discord, and she played All Hallows Eve, and I wasn't intending on watching it, so this is like basically one of the early movies that show Art the Clown, of course, who's a part of Terrifier, and this is almost like an anthology film of 3 different stories, and then they all tie together. Very fun. I didn't anticipate sitting through the whole watch party, but once I went in to say hi, I kind of watched a few minutes and I was sucked in and I just started watching it again because I had already seen it. So that wasn't on my watch list, but I watched it anyway and I do not regret it. It was fun to revisit that, especially before seeing Terrifier 3. So that was kind of nice. I also watched the movie Demons, and of course this is an Italian horror movie. Really fun. I had only seen part of it many years ago, and I don't know why I didn't finish it. The funny thing is, I have a movie poster in my mom and dad's house in my room back home, and it's of this movie, and although I had never fully seen it, I had this movie poster because I loved it. I thought it was an amazing movie poster. So I just so happen to have had that poster for years, but now I finally feel like it's okay to have that because I've now seen it. Also, it's a movie off of my friend Cameron's list of movies that he wanted me to watch. So check, another movie completed off of Cameron's little movie list that he gave me, and I quite enjoyed it. Great practical effects, really awesome gore. It just was wonderful. Had a great time with it. Another movie I watched was Waxwork, and I don't think I had as great of a time with Waxwork. I would say that was probably my least favorite watch of week 3. It was okay, but it was a little cheesy. It wasn't very scary, and the premise was okay, but, you know, nothing to write home about, let's just say that. And then I also watched House by the Cemetery, which is a movie directed by my boy, Lucio Fulci. And if you have been following me this year and been watching my videos this year, especially my vlogs, I have been super into Italian horror, and Lucio Fulci, Mario Bava, my boy Dario Argento. So it was nice to watch another Fulci movie that I had never seen before. This one was great. I had a lot of fun. It definitely was kind of like your standard Lucio Fulci movie. It had a lot of the tropes that you see in a lot of his movies, and I loved it. I would give that one a 4-star. Demons would be a 4. All Hallows would be like a 4 as well. Dead Silence would be a 3.5, and I think Waxwork would be a 3. If you're looking for my ratings. My favorite movie, though, I think of the week would be Terrifier 3 because there was so much hype around it, and Kat and I had the experience of seeing it together, so that was the last movie of week 3 that I watched, and I would say it was my favorite because of just the experience with Kat, and also because I had been anticipating it, as I said, and a lot of reasons. And I actually was pleasantly surprised by the character development and about almost crying during the movie. I'm not going to go into it because we already just talked about it in the last clip, so we'll not go into details. Let's talk books. I only read 3 books, and that is only if you count my last book, which was kind of a little middle grade shorty book. So first, let's start off with the first book I finished for the week, which was Carrick, Glynn. I told you guys, I think in my last vlog, that I originally thought it would be a 5. Then I thought maybe it would be a 4.5 because there were some language choices or dialogue choices of the main character that I found not as believable in terms of, I don't think he sounded like a teenager at times, and he's a teenager. However, it doesn't matter. It ended with a bang. So I was 60% in whenever I made that check-in in my last vlog. The last 40% was insane. Banger. If you love folk horror, definitely check it out. It's like really awesome because it combines coming of age and love for Halloween with a folk horror element. So you've got the first 60% definitely very coming of age, very Halloween love represented. And then the last 40% is like balls to the walls, bonkers crazy. It goes there with the horror. I think more people should be reading this, should be talking about this, and thank you so much to the viewer who told me that I had to get to this. It was awesome. If you use the audiobook, in the last half, there are sound effects, so that's another bonus if you like audio. That ended up being a fully fledged 5-star read. When I was finished, there was no doubt in my mind. I said, yes, 5 stars. This really hit it out of the park with how it all came together. And I loved it. I'm so glad I read it. Highly recommend if you guys are looking for something a little bit different, something that does mention Halloween, but that is very horror heavy near the end. Also, if you don't mind character development, because there is a large chunk of the book which is just us following our main character and his group of friends. It also had emotion at times, I will say. Emotional read, but also really disgusting parts too. So to me, it had it all. So that was my first read of the week, or my first book I finished of the week, I should say. Then I moved on to another book, and that was Cackle by Rachel Harrison. My first ever read from Rachel Harrison. I was listening to this as I was cleaning my house because we had a house guest over the weekend for weekend 3 or week 3. And I gotta say, this also blew me out of the water. I loved it. I loved the character development. It was super cozy. I wouldn't even really necessarily call it horror, even though there was some slight horror bits near the end. I think it's more of a contemporary read, or maybe even a general fiction book with some magical realism. I absolutely loved the feminist undertones. I am so pleased with how my first Rachel Harrison read went, and that was one of my goals this year, was to indeed read a Rachel Harrison book. So check, I did it, and not only did I do it, but it was 5 stars, bitch! 5 stars! That sounded ridiculous, I squeaked. And like I said, last but not least, a little middle grade book called Ghost in the House, and this was actually a nonfiction middle grade book about true life hauntings, or at least reports of, quote, true life hauntings throughout the years. A lot of them are from like the 1800s, 1900s, early 1900s. So, for example, it talked about the Winchester house and some other supposedly haunted houses, and some facts about each house or each haunting. And I thought that was a lot of fun. And although I forgot to ask people on sprints to pick out my book out of the 3 choices I had, as you saw in the first clip, I just went with that one because it was a book off of my book cart and it fit perfectly. It was short and quick. And I'm not gonna rate it because it's nonfiction, it's for a middle grade audience, and it was enjoyable, but I just don't feel like I have to rate it. So I'm not going to, but just know that I enjoyed it. And then I'm not also counting Gustavo in my wrap-up or any picture books in my weekly wrap-ups. However, that would be a 5-star if I did rate picture books. That one was so cute! Gustavo the Shy Ghost, I love you! You're such a freaking cutie! Also, so not only did I have an amazing day with Kat, and also we had a guest over at our house for the weekend, and we got beignets, and we did a whole bunch of fun stuff. I also finished my diamond painting that I've been working on for the first, really 2 full weeks, and then a little bit into the 3rd week. And now I'm already on to my next new one, which I'll show you in the next vlog. But look how great it came out. I'm in love. I love how it turned out. Very Halloween-y, very perfect. Nightmare Before Christmas. So that's basically what I got up to, guys. I don't want to talk too long, like my last ending clip for the last week's vlog, week 2, it was way too long. So I'm going to wrap it up here, but just know that I'm having a ball. If you guys have read any of the books or watched any of the movies that I watched or read during this vlog, let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. If you just want to say that you were here and don't know what to exactly leave as a comment, you can leave a little emoji. Let's do a spider emoji for Ralph! I love you, Ralph. You're such a cutie. Anyway, I'm Team Ralph all the way. Ralph was my bud, my boy. Or you can leave a clown emoji for art. So, spider, a clown, or if you want to leave both, go ahead. Leave both. I ain't policing your emojis. Look, I got candy corns. We're living life to the fullest right now. It feels like fall today, so I'm a little bit extra, so I apologize. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this vlog. I'm sorry I haven't been the best with checking in or doing a lot of B-roll, but I hope you did enjoy what I was able to film. And again, let me know what you've been up to. Are you participating in Halloween-a-thon? Are you enjoying it? Whatever you want to comment below. I love to read your comments, even though I'm really bad at responding. I'm so sorry. I'm trying my best, but I'm failing hardcore, but I read them right away. So, thank you guys. For this time, that is truly it for me. Till next time, you know what you can do. Keep on killing it. Bye, guys.